All right, so like I said, first tonight, I just want to do a quick run through on. I've sent out the team invites and such, and I just want to show you how to function between your personal and your team account, as well as how to transfer files back and forth. So, like I said, one of the things about Fusion, it's all designed around team sharing and being able to multiple people being able to work on a single project from remote locations, that sort. But it does not allow for transferring files in and out, at least not directly. You actually have to locally download the file from your project onto your computer and then change teams on Fusion and then re-upload. I don't know why it does that, but anyhow, let's switch over to Fusion and I'll walk you through it. So accepting the invite gets you to here. When you open up your data panel, you will have the option now between a drop down of your personal account and our shared team. In this case, like I said, BSU3DM, that's the overall team account. And it will give you access to what our current is this semester, the 2003 spring, yada, yada, yada. So in order to transfer stuff, so I'm going to go to like my own. I don't think I have too much weird stuff going right now. Hey, there we go. Some logo I built a while back. All right, so just a simple logo, not far off from the project we're working on. So you can see it's just a sketch, couple extrusions, and it has a couple of versions here. I've saved it a couple times. Let me just tell you what, I'll make a change. There we go. All I did is change from appearance mode to auto sign. I'll explain that in a bit. Just go ahead and save that. Or tell you what, let's change those. There we go. So now it just brings up, as it saves, it'll bring up instead of version 2, now it'll be up to version 3. Pointing that out for a reason. So you cannot transfer stuff, but you can download it locally. So how to download and stuff. You go to the file section and just go to export. Not 3D print. We're going to use that later on something else. Go to export. As such, brings up it brings up your standard. Basically, would be like saving to computer, but since Fusion saves as a cloud, there we are. And it's going to also retain the logo, like logo, V3, all of that. Make sure that it is, and it should be defaulted as a Autodesk Fusion 360 archive file. It's a mouthful. An F3D file. All right. And of course, put it wherever. Let's make sure I can actually find the thing. I'll go to make sure it's on downloads. There we go. That makes sense. Export. And it'll give you a little progress bar. Sometimes it'll take a little bit. In this case, it was pretty lickety split. Great. So it is now saved into, oops, I realize I don't have the screen sharing. It's now saved into the folder that I wanted. Note the logo, it's a F3D logo. All right. So now open the data panel back up, switch to the shared teams. Sorry, there we go. And it brings up to there. Great. Open the folder I want it to drop into. There we are. Now with the data panel open, up at the top, there's a little blue button, upload. Pretty straightforward. Go to there. You can either drag and drop or select it, of course. Find what I want. Bring it up. There you go. It's all again still a F3D. Keep getting that backwards. Upload. And you see, uploading pretty straightforward. It's obviously just follow along the dialogue. How long it takes depends on the file size and your connection speed, because again, it's both uploading onto Fusion and then it's also uploading onto cloud storage. All right, great. Close. Now, one of the things I want you to note. Now, here in the file folder inside the data panel, on the file icon itself, still the same logo. It's still updating. It'll open up. There we go. Now that I opened it, now it's got the thingy thing. But it only has version 1. So it will not retain the iterations of saving. It will only transfer as the most current version of your file. So if you are doing work on your own project or on your own team and then want to upload it to our shared team for this class, I would recommend either starting the project on our shared team or wait until it's finished. Now, of course, the downside of that is that the whole point of having it on the shared team is I can look at your project as well, and we can go back and forth in the history and find stuff. Now, that doesn't mean that it didn't save the history. Down at the bottom, you still see the three major points, still the sketch, extrude, and extrude, because it was two different things. So it's not like you can't do that, but it just means that if something were to happen to the file, yada yada, you don't get the backups. But it's a minor thing. I just want you to be aware of that. But that's all it is. So whether or not you build it on our shared file or you transfer it over, once it's on the shared folder, I would recommend leaving it there. If you can always bring it back to your stuff, I would just wait until it's done. That way, if there's any discussion back and forth, updates, stuff like that. There you go. So that's how to transfer files between teams. Pretty straightforward. I don't know why it's a thing, but it is. So there we go. And stop.